had to stop funding the parallel market. 2, 3 reasons. The first is that, like I said, we're about the only country in the world that I know where the central bank directly sells cash. It's not tolerated anywhere else in the world. Why would you do that? In fact, each time we have to go to start importing dollars, we have to answer all manner of questions. Why? What do you need $1 billion cash for? People should open letters of credit. People should go to the bank and get debit cards, and load the money in there and carry. Especially in this world today of anti-money laundering. Why do you want to carry $1 million cash? Why do you want to carry $20,000 cash? No. This is 2009. It doesn't happen elsewhere. So, first is that the economy cannot afford it. You had less than 100 operational bureau de change in 2006 when we started selling to them. It's very interesting to note this. We were selling about $20 to $30 million a week to the bureau de change, and that helped to crash the market.
Right. So they proposed
as at last year, right, we were selling $1 billion to that market.
All right.
But there are now 1,140 something of them. They are supposed to make returns. They are supposed to have all the documentation that you go through in the banks. Right. Those parallel market people are supposed to do them. Nobody is supposed to transact in foreign exchange without documentation.
Who enforces that?
I mean, when you now get to in terms of the law enforcement, we'll discuss the issue about law enforcement later. But for us as a regulatory central bank cannot be, we have the rules, we have the regulations. We can't also go to the street to be chasing. We don't have the capacity to be the one to be in the street chasing people. But the important point to be made is that you are supplying $1 billion. When your inflow, what you were getting was running to billions a month. Now your inflow is about 800 million in a month. Less than what you were even giving to bureau de change alone. Now 600 and something million. Now the question is that we have to make a choice. Bringing this money and giving to this market that there is little or no documentation. We don't know what they are doing with the money, whether they are laundering it. We even hear some of them are cutting this money in millions and so on. We hear of some airlines or whatever thing where they are cutting their way to some other countries where they deposit them and so on and so forth. Do we fritter away the minuscule foreign reserve that we have financing this market that you can't really tell what the impact is to the national economy? And we've said no. Now we are going to resume supplying cash dollars into the system, and we are doing so now through the formal banking system where we can get the returns, and there you can see the rates have begun to come down significantly.
So you're confident that this move of stopping sale to bureau de change will not further affect the standing of the naira, it will lead to further depreciation?
Again, let me say this, and I can say it 1,000 times, Cyril. The depreciation of the naira, the exchange rate that matters is the official exchange rate.
Okay.
And that is exchange rate that is in 140 something, no more than 150. The question is, if you can walk into the bank and transact all the legitimate business
in record time.
In record time. Right. Why would you go to the street?
That's also
those who go to the street must have something to hide. And they either want to do money laundering, or they either want to avoid documentation, they either want to smuggle it, or they want to buy it and put under their mattress. And we cannot fritter away our national reserve funding those. That is not the exchange rate. Well, the exchange rate is the exchange rate where more than 95% of our legitimate transactions take place.
Professor Soludo, it would seem that you're sticking out for the banks, that because you have set this new practice in motion, then the banks will definitely respond properly. They will have the foreign exchange for those who require in record time. They will carry out transactions as they should do it. You have confidence the banks will do it. If the banks don't, what should people who need the services resort to?
So far, we are meeting that. I can tell you, when you now narrow down to what the legitimate transactions,
Okay.
you realize that the demand is not that too far. We're learning quite a lot from the changes. Don't forget, we implemented the changes that crashed it before. And we are also now restricting this. So we understand quite a few things about what is going on and about who are going to the street. Why, I ask them, what do you need foreign exchange for? You are not cooking soup with it. If you need it to either import goods, you need it to either pay mortgages abroad, you need it to pay school fees abroad, you need it to do medicals abroad. And all this now, whether it's for mortgage, whether it's for school fees, primary, secondary, university, whether it is for mortgages and so on, you can now go to your bank and process it at the official exchange rate. So why go to the street?
Any chance that we might get back to 117 to the dollar?
My wish is that we could get to 1 naira to the dollar. That will be my wish. And I also wish very much, and we all pray, that the global crisis will abate as quickly as possible. But as I said before, our strategy is to conserve the foreign exchange that we have in such a way that even if the crisis lasts for the next 3 years, Nigeria will continue to meet the basics to its people. And then when people say crash of the naira, I ask them, look around, look at your neighbors. South Africa, which is a more matured economy, a more diversified economy, the rand has depreciated by 40-something%. Look at Ghana, look at Brazil, look at Russia, look at India. India is about 29% as at last week. Brazil, 30-something, almost 40%. Is that Russia? Is 40-something%. The BRIC countries, aside from China, Mexico, British pound depreciated 44%. And naira is still 24%. So when they say crash, I smile, I say, I wish we are now exporting goods, earning billions of dollars, but we are not.
Well,
and the long-term solution is still the diversification of our economy. We need to earn more dollars than the outflow. We need that to happen. So far, our measures are working. We are reducing the outflow has significantly reduced from an average outflow of about 6 billion between October to January. It's now down to about 3 billion last month. This month is certainly going to be below 3 billion, and we are still going down. We want to put it